Hello, welcome to the video, and this is going to be a crazy interesting video. Have you ever wondered why there are fish in the middle of nowhere, like in a lake in the mountains or a pond in the field? Like, how are there fish in there besides a human putting it in there? Well, today we are going to look at that. So I'll link the study and the article in the description below. I highly recommend reading it. I'm gonna sum it up for you though. There was a while ago a study with swan and some killifish eggs. And these killifish eggs are tougher than most eggs. So when they are eaten by these swans, they are more likely to pass through the gut and still be fertile. But the thing about this is not all fish are gonna have as strong of an egg as that. So this study was on some carp, the common carp and the Prussian carp. They fed these mallard ducks both eggs of the common carp and the Prussian carp. And guess what happened? Only about 0.2% of the common carp eggs were still fertile. But the Prussian carp had 0.25, so I mean a little bit more. But still, that's not very much. But reading this, it says, such a survival was not a freak event. It occurred in 75% of the experimental ducks and in both fish species studied. So, if you think about it, those are small percentages, but it happened in 75% of the ducks that were tested. And also, I forgot to mention this, if you ever wonder like, well, birds might not eat fish eggs, well, that is not true because people have found fish eggs in bird stomachs before when they dissect them. So previously, it was thought that eggs were spread through their feet and their feathers when they fly, but it hasn't been proven, or at least I'm not aware of any time where they had this provable study to prove it. But this is proven. There is evidence right here. So another disclaimer that I might say as well is maybe some insects and maybe like bears that like to, swim in the water and come out and, fish and things like that. I mean, they could have a little bit of an influence as well. But these like mallard ducks are migratory birds, and so they can travel long distances. And now that the evidence is here, we know that it can happen. Now, I think that this should be studied more among other fish and bird species. That would be interesting. But so far, this looks like a cool answer to this question. And most people already know that I'm a creationist, and I like to look at articles and nitpick at the evolutionary articles, but both creationists and evolutionists are going to need the same answer to this question. So this helps us both. But I will say this one thing. This looks like an intelligent creation and an intelligent plan to work things out to spread animals across the earth. But through an evolutionary perspective, they must think that fish DNA decided to evolve and have their eggs be strong enough to survive through birds, or the birds' digestive systems decided to cool down enough against fish eggs. But not only just one kind of fish, it looks like it would have to happen across tons of different freshwater species of fish. So I don't think that that makes very much sense. Hope you thought this was very interesting, because I sure did. And I post 2 times a month, and if you are interested in a Christian perspective on science and culture, feel free to subscribe. But until next time, I will see you guys.